Good morning, Trinidad, Cuba. Here we are in central Cuba, and now I'm gonna take the time to, after being traveling around the country for a while, to give you guys a few tips on how to travel independently on a budget in Cuba. If you're not traveling on a tour, it's the best way to travel, and I'm gonna give you a few tips that you can use to help you out. Believe me, you will need those because Cuba is an expensive country. It's not like some people make the mistake of thinking that Cuba is like South America or most of South America. It's not, it's way more expensive. So here it goes. Number one, avoid private taxis at all costs. Take taxi colectivo, which is the public taxis that take several people around a fixed route in a city. This is especially important and useful in Havana, where the private taxis are really expensive. They can like charge you 10 kuk, which is $10 for a 5-minute ride or even less. So it's ridiculously expensive. So collective taxis. Number two, don't stay in hotels, stay in Casas particulares, which is the private houses that are for rent, and pretty much in cities like Trinidad, Viñales, Havana, everywhere you have a bunch of private houses that work like hostels, and you can spend the night there, take a breakfast there, and they usually charge you around 20-25 kuk instead of 100 or 150, which is what you're gonna spend in hotels. Number three, avoid places like Varadero. For this one, it really depends on what you want, but Varadero is not a very advisable destination because you don't see Cubans there pretty much. The culture is not Cuban, it's just tourist resorts, beaches, all that, and that's pretty much it. There is not much culture to see there, but that really depends on what you want. We've met some independent travelers that have been wanting to go to Varadero to relax a little bit after traveling for a while, so it really depends. Number four, have cash with you at all times, because there are not that many ATMs in Cuba. Money is not that easy to come by. You don't really get to pay that many things using a credit card, because there is not that many places that accept cards in the first place. So withdraw money, have money with you at all times. It will help you out. Number five, don't bring Mastercard, and obviously don't bring American Express, because both of those don't work. Visa cards work pretty much fine everywhere. I've used my Visa card everywhere from Havana to Viñales and Trinidad. Number six, to travel between cities, again, don't use private taxis. Those are absurdly expensive and don't really make up for much in quality. Take a colectivo, which is the same thing, except instead of going from Havana to Viñales for 100 kuk, you will go for 15, depending on how many people the taxi has, but it's way cheaper. And another thing, even cheaper than that, you can take the Via Azul buses, which leave at every major terminal in each city. The only difference is that those may not be available because tourism is just booming right now in Cuba, and it's not unusual for buses to just be completely sold out or finished in very little time. So, and by the way, we can make this one number 7. If you want to travel by bus, make sure you book your trips the day before. Never just arrive in the terminal and say, I want to go to Viñales, and then there are no buses buses have been sold out for hours. And don't expect the buses to be like on the minute, really punctual. Sometimes they are not, sometimes they get delayed. Sometimes they also leave before the hour of the trip. So it can vary a lot, so make sure you have time. Number 8, this one is mostly for if you have to pick a private taxi. Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes you just don't have a bus or a colectivo. You have to take a private taxi. And this is also goes the same if you want to buy souvenirs or, you know, trinkets like the ones that are for sale in these markets and stuff like that. Always bargain. Never accept their price. Always bargain. Even if it's just a couple of kuk, they will accept it. They just offer a service that it's overpriced when they do it. So if they offer you 10 kuk for a ride, you ask for 5, they're gonna say no, 5 is too little. Then you can settle for 7 or 8. So it's always useful to bargain a little bit, and believe me, they are making money all the same. So don't have this thing on your conscience that they are not making enough money, because they will be making a profit anyway. So bargain all the time. And number 9, and this is just to finish off, and it's not necessarily a budget traveling tip, but I have to say this anyway. Make sure you talk with the locals and engage them in conversation. It's really amazing the kind of stuff you can learn with them. Well, in a way, it is a budget tip, because they will advise you to go to cheap places and places that they go to usually, which not only have quality but make you pay less. And not only that, I mean, you get to know these people. These people are amazing. One of the friendliest people I've ever met. It's insane how friendly and just welcoming they are. Amazing people, Cubans. I love these guys. So here it is, 9 tips for you guys. Hope you enjoy in Cuba and keep expanding.